Hey baby, que paso? I thought I was your only vato. Hey baby, que paso? Won't you give me uno beso? As you can probably tell by now, we're out hiding geocaches. I've got a couple that I'm putting out up here on the Gadget puzzle trail. I've got a Labyrinth puzzle, and then I've got I think they call them Cryptex, where you got to put a little code into it before it'll open. But before we do any of that, we got to find ourselves a spot. Got a couple places in mind. Let's go see what we can find. Oh, hey, and just before we get started, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I'm going to show you where these caches are hidden. They're mine. I don't care. I want you to find them. All right, right down there is where the very first Gadget cache puzzle is. So we just got to go about 520 feet this way. All right, I think I found a spot. I think we're going to hide it right here. It's out of the sight of everybody that's on the trail, and but close enough to the trail to where it's not a big deal. Here we go. All right, this cache, I call this cache Big Blue. Why? Well, it's big and blue. It's a puzzle. And it's a pain to figure out. Now I made the fatal mistake. I opened it, and it's going to take forever to get it closed back up. But once you get it open, well, you don't get to the log because, well, you still got three more little ones. The log is in one of the three. Once you find out which one, you're good to go. So let me get this thing put back together. Oh, and if you do find it, a little first to find token. Aha! Well, that was a pain in the ass. All right, let me get it put back in the can. We'll stick it under the bush and we'll head to the next one. This next one, it's got to be in a pretty specific spot, and I'll explain why once we find that spot. So here we go. Now, I didn't want to make any of these caches too hard to find. There's a little bit of a hike to get to them. The hard part is once you find them, getting to the log. So other than that, they're pretty easy. The plan is to get across and get over on top of that mountain right over there. We'd call this one between a rock and a hard place. Right out of the middle of that big old rock. And once again, right in the middle of rattlesnake country, so keeping an eye out. All right, this looks like a spot right here. All right, number 2. And what do we got in number 2? The Cryptex, the crypto, whatever you call it. But whatever you call it, what you got to do is answer a couple questions, put the combination in it, and bingo, you can get to the log. Once you get the connection, there you go. Now there's a log inside, but that's about it. Not a whole lot of room for anything. But the reason I had to come here is there's 2 questions you got to answer. And one of the answers is something you have to look at out there. If you can identify what you're looking at out there, oh, and answer the second question, you got it made. 2 questions, just 2 questions. Hope you got a smartphone. All right, back in the box, into the hiding spot, then off to the next thing. Before I end the video, I hadn't done the traditional walk up on the camera like you don't know it's there. You know, maybe do a little hop and a skip, but you always got to walk up and then just walk right on past. Voila. All right, everybody, that's it. 2 caches, 2 gadgets, 2 puzzles. Not too hard, but a little fun hike to get to them. But, what do you know? It's getting cool in the desert. Shouldn't be too bad. But anyway, now it's your turn. Get off the computer. Get off the couch. Get out there and find yourself a cache. Better yet, get out there and hide yourself a cache. That's the best part of the game. All right, everybody. Till next time, Moto Joe out! GoPro, stop recording.